What's up guys, this is Kingsley here from KBN Design and welcome to Make It Serious. This is a weekly series here in this channel where we recreate famous designs or make a new design of our own in 5 minutes or less. In today's video we're going to be making this creative design with the splash effect and just get started. It is an old habit of mine to keep a color palette like this before starting a design. You can go ahead and make your own color palette, but if you want to use the exact color code we're using here in this design, I'm going to leave it in the description below. Alright, to get started, first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and import the pictures that we're going to use for this design. What we have here on the screen is a picture of the subject and 3 pictures of paint brush stroke. Just go on Google and search on brush stroke and you're going to see different pictures you can pick from. Just pick any 3 or even 2 or even 1 will do the job. Pick them and download them so we can use it for this design. Now that we're set up, we want to go over to your toolbox and bring in your pen tool so we can create some sort of drawing around the subject. In creating this shape with your pen tool around the subject, you want to be careful. So use your zoom tool to zoom in so you can get accurate results. I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to watch it on real time. When you're done, you want to right click on your image and power clip it into the shape we just created, like so. After power clipping your subject into that object, you can go ahead and use your shape tool to adjust the edges so that it's going to be looking very neat. Now if you come across a problem like this where the handles are not giving you the result you want, you can just go over to this part of the property bar and click on this button. Now that's going to work very smoothly. Next, you want to grab your pen tool and create a shape around the unwanted part of this image, and then to trim this part out of the image, you want to click on it, hold down shift key and press on the object and then move straight to trim on your property bar. Repeat same process for every other part of the image that you want to get rid of. When you're done, your image should be looking like this. Next, we want to create a square. Now you go ahead and copy and paste the square. Now resize the second square to be smaller than the first and trim the smaller square from the bigger square by highlighting both and clicking on trim on your property bar. Now go to your brush stroke picture, right click on it and click on quick trace. Now CorelDraw is going to trace this image and convert it into a vector graphic object that you can recolor or reshape like every other object. Now we're going to go ahead and color this green. Go ahead and repeat the same process for the other brush stroke pictures. This second brush stroke picture has a white background. After converting it into quick trace, you can go ahead and ungroup it and then click on the background and delete it. Then highlight the trace object again and then group it back together. Then you can give it a color. Now put these objects in place to look like this. You can go ahead and delete the original image of the brush stroke. We don't need those anymore. After you've arranged the brush stroke to make this sort of effect, you can go ahead and highlight them all and group them together to be one. What we can do to make this object more easy to handle is by creating a shape over it, and then we can power clip this object into that shape. We're going to use a rectangle and you're going to make sure that this rectangle doesn't cut any part of the brush stroke object. Alright, cool. Next, we want to copy and paste this brush stroke object. You want to put one at the back and one at the front of your subject. You can move it to the back by right clicking on it, go to object and then you click on back of layer. Now click on that object and click on the second object which is supposed to be on top of your subject, and then press CE on your keyboard to make them align together in the same position. We're almost done. Now click on your brushstroke object in front of your subject and move over to object on your menu bar and then click on convert to curves, or simply press Ctrl Q on your keyboard to do the same thing. Move over to your shape tool, use it to edit the node so that this object in front will not be on the way of the subject. The effect is already starting to come alive. Now you want to go over to your subject, the picture of the girl, copy and paste it. Remember what we did to the brushstroke object? We're going to do the same thing to this picture too. What you're going to do is you're going to create a rectangle, power clip this into that rectangle so that this image will be easy for your PC to handle. Now you're going to use your shape tool and adjust these nodes so that the bottom part of the image is not over the square. Yeah, you caught me. I'm a big fan of CA. I'm going to change the color of that square to white, and I'm going to highlight them all and group them together so they are like one big family, so we won't accidentally mess up with the design. Now move over to your toolbox, double click on the rectangle tool, and it's going to create a shape that will take the size of your page. Now give that a color, and we can go ahead and power clip this design into that shape. There you have it. We're done with this design. This is what it looks like after some finishing touches. I added some transparency effect at the bottom, and this is what it looked like after I've used it for a design. Thanks for sticking around and watching this video to the end. We release videos like this every week. Do it to subscribe and hit that bell button so you get notified when the next one arrives. Well, until then, bye bye. If you're having a hard time following along or you're new to CorelDraw, click on this. It will take you to our CorelDraw course where you can learn to be a master of the tool CorelDraw.